Hello, everybody. Welcome to your daily pop of positivity. How is everybody? Oh my gosh, I went for my first, what I feel was like a true chill fall brisk walk. Like it was coat on, hat on type of weather, and it was so nice. I love that. It's like fall festival, pumpkin patch weather. I absolutely adore this weather. So now that my brain is nice and wide awake with fresh, crisp air, I thought I'd do our daily pop. Now I love this. The mirror is reflect. I hold the mirror up to see and accept and love all of me. That's regardless. That's unconditional love for ourselves. Who cares if some days we're not motivated to get up and exercise or eat right or be this producing machine. We just are who we are. We have a myriad of moods. We have a myriad of times where we feel strong and capable, and we go and we tackle the day and go forth and get a lot done. And then there are other days where we need to retreat a little bit and recollect ourselves. I know when I'm in a big social situation, I need a day or so to kind of recoup, and I like time alone and the quiet factor of it all. So love everything about yourself, whether it is a quiet day and you're just snug under the covers. We are not meant to be out there just doing and producing and going all the time. Nice, quiet, reflective time. You're not asking for much. You want to live a peaceful life. You want to have enough things to do that lights a flame in your heart and makes you feel excited about life. You don't have to worry. You definitely don't want to be forced to do things you don't want to do. When we're in the wrong kind of circumstances of people, places, things, jobs, vocations, that can happen. But we have to have love and compassion ourselves through it all, because a lot of times we can be reflective of our environment. So if we're having a lack of support in our job all day and we're just constantly have to figure out things ourselves, recognize that it's not you. It is simply the circumstances, and give yourself a break. And also, this is about recognizing, is this my ego's voice, or is this my lovely soul voice that supports, loves, and cares for me unconditionally, or the ego that's always like, you can do more, you can be more, all of that thirsty kind of attitude towards life, like nothing is ever enough, right? Knowing that whatever you have around you is enough, and you are going to get everything that should have been yours to begin with that, and feel the abundance and the love. Now I love the temple home. I am no longer searching outside of myself for home. Again, no matter what you're doing, just being there fully. At that time, it might not be the ideal because you're not in the best place, but that's something that we can recognize, and we can start with gratitude. And it's so much deeper than just the word. It can be so healing. It helps us foster our growth. It helps us settle into our next phase really calmly. But we don't have to get accolades from somebody else. We don't need somebody else's stamp of approval. We just feel it in our heart and soul that this is meant for us. We're going to go for it. It doesn't have to be a sterling 10 every time we attempt something, right? Like, I love learning things. I mean, I feel like anything, a sport, like I'm really excited. I want to learn some stained glass. I want to learn I want to learn guitar, and as well as, what we were talking about, yes, resin jewelry. Like, it looks so cool. You can press flowers in it and all that. I don't expect to turn a hand and be an expert at that at the beginning. And when I'm learning something, I don't reach out for everybody's approval. Oh, is this a good idea if I do this? If I feel like I want to do it, just like something you feel you want to do, just go do it. Whether it's for self-improvement, whether it's to educate yourself, whether it's just to journey on an adventure and see beautiful things. I feel like what's good for you, the steps you should take, and we should disallow anybody else's input on it if it is unsupportive, right? Like, that's the one thing about creatives. I know when they're in high school and they start to recognize, listen, I'm not a 9 to 5 in an office building type of person. I am not a chiropractor. I'm not a dentist. I'm not whatever. That. And for some people and relatives, it's like, oh, just simply unacceptable terms. If you just say, well, I'm going to be a writer, or I'm going to design clothes, they'll always, the majority of the time try to tell you the percentages, the low percentages of success and all of that. But if it's in your heart, you are going to make it come true, and forget everybody else's. I have a lot of people that were that I know that were professionals, went to school for long periods of time, Ivy League or not. And they decided after, 5-10 years in the business, whatever it was, whether it was being, an optometrist or whatever, it just was no longer for them. They had outgrown that. It was something they wanted to learn. They experienced it. And now they want to do something completely different in a gorgeous creative field. So let yourself have the freedom of that. Be your own director of your movie. You don't need all these other people chiming in. So I love this too. Visionary time. I chart the stars, the signs, and the symbols to craft magic. I get this all the time when I'm outside. And if I'm compelled to look at certain things late at night, I just go for it. I will look at astrology. I will look at other things. And I feel like it starts to formulate a really interesting message for me. So I'm always open for that. And I always say to my guides and messages too, I'm open if you want to show me something. I find a lot of that takes place in large bodies of waters like oceans and lakes, and there's lots of birds. I see and hear really amazing things. My backyard is really great for that too. When it's quiet, I just listen to the wind. I just really plug in, and I feel like all these beautiful, restful, aligned messages occur for me. So look for that. Look for whatever, whimsy is carrying you for the day. Like, oh, you should really go for a walk in this forest. You should really check this out. I love sigils and runes and all manner of things like that. So sometimes whenever I have spare time, I really kind of tap into that energy and see what it means. I love philosophy and science, and I feel like it all kind of melds together in a beautiful harmonic message from our guides. So